Hi everyone, welcome to the AP Season podcast. I'm here with Junior Julia Quinn. As AP season is coming to a close, this podcast is going to provide a brief overview of what exactly went down these last 2 weeks. So, what exactly are APs? APs are tests made and given out by the College Board, a company also infamously known for making the SAT and SAT subject tests. APs are challenging exams and usually last around 3 hours. They're meant to be taken after a high school student has taken the AP class in the related subject area. They're also priced at around $94, which is a little bit expensive for a test, but they do provide a subsidized cost for low-income students, but nevertheless, these exams aren't exactly like the most affordable. AP exams are also offered along a broad range of subjects. They have like sciences and the mathematics and also the humanities. For example, a popular exam taken by those enrolled during their sophomore year is AP World History or European History. And now Julia is going to talk about her experience in AP World.
I took AP World as a sophomore, and looking back at it, I realized that it really wasn't that much work. Like, during the time, I thought, taking 20 pages of notes, over a couple of nights was a lot, but, it was pretty manageable, and it was only one AP class, so I didn't think it was that bad. And I did pretty well on the AP at the end of the year. I was happy with my score, so I don't have regrets about taking it. I thought it was a good class, and I found it really interesting.
Now we're going to talk a little bit about how APs are graded. So they're graded on a 5-point scale, with the score of 5 being deemed by the College Board as an extremely well-qualified score. A score of 4 as being very well qualified, a score of 3 as being qualified, a score of 2 is possibly qualified, and a score of 1 receives no recommendation. So many colleges and universities give college credit for scores of 4 and above, although some schools do give credits for 3 and above because a 3 is considered a passing grade. So AP tests are given out for 2 weeks every year in May, and scores come out in July. So now we're going to talk about what it's actually like to take the exam.
I took 3 APs this year: AP Chemistry, AP Psychology, and AP US History. I just took the test last week on Thursday and Friday. In fact, I had AP Chem and AP Psych on the same day, which was pretty rough because I was testing for basically over 6 hours, and then I had a push the next morning, which was tiring. But the good thing was that I had 3 tests in 2 days, so I got them all out of the way, and now I can relax and do other things.
So I also took AP Chemistry and AP Psychology, so I had those tests on the same day. So yeah, Julia, I agree with you that it was pretty rough taking 2 tests on the same day, but it was definitely nice to knock 2 out of the way in one day. But I will say that it was really tiring, and I feel like it's kind of strange that the College Board does give out multiple tests on the same day. I feel like it's kind of difficult for students who are taking 2 subjects to really perform their maximum after 6 hours. So I actually timed to see how much I tested for, and I subtracted the breaks. So there was a 10-minute break in between half of each test, so that's 20 minutes, and 15 minutes in between the chemistry and psychology exam. So overall, we ended up testing for around 6 hours and 40 minutes, and that was no breaks. That was straight testing, Scantron and test booklet in front of you being timed. And I just feel like that's a really long amount to be concentrating for and giving it your all, because you want to perform well on these. So I just feel like it's kind of it is a little bit of a struggle if you have 2 exams on the same day, but I guess it's just kind of what you have to do. So, Julia, would you say that, do you think AP exams in RI are overhyped and people only take the class in the exam just so it looks good on their transcript, or do you think people actually take them because they're really interested in a variety or only maybe a few subjects that they really want to put a lot of work in during the year?
Well, I took 3 APs this year, and I'm taking 3 APs next year. Like, personally, I'd rather only take 2. Like, I don't know. I find some of them interesting, but, like, a big part of it is just because everyone else is taking them, and, like, I guess you can do them also to get college credit, but it's not even guaranteed that the college you go to will accept the credit, so I feel like they are kind of hyped up a lot.
Yeah, I would definitely agree that like APs are overhyped in Rye, and a lot of people take them because like everybody else is taking them. But I think that like one thing I tried to do this year with the AP courses that I took AP Chemistry, AP Psychology, and AP Language and Composition, was that I took APs and classes that I was interested in. Like I was really interested in science, so I felt like an AP Chemistry class would be interesting, and it was. And the teacher was really good, and I felt really prepared for the AP exam too. And then I took AP Lang because I was really interested in English, and psychology was kind of just like, I had never taken a psychology class, but it ended up being a really fun class actually that I thought was really interesting. And although all these classes required a lot of work, I felt like I was never burdened or like didn't want to do the homework so badly, because I was actually genuinely interested in the classes that I took. But I feel like when you're trying to like overload your transcript with certain classes, it can be kind of destructive to take so many APs.
Yeah, that's true. Like next year, I'm taking AP Econ because I'm kind of interested in business and I want to take a course that's like related to it. And I also want to learn more about coding. So I'm doing AP Computer Science Principles, and then like math that's kind of related to business, I guess. So I'm taking AP Calc AB.
Yeah, I would say that like definitely 3 is like an average. I feel like for junior and senior year, some take more and some take less, and some don't take any at all, and it's really all fine. It just depends on like what kind of like level you're willing to like immerse yourself in a certain subject and like put in a lot of work. So do you want to talk about how well you feel like the teachers ran the class, and like overall, like did you feel comfortable going into the AP exam?
Yeah, like all my teachers were really passionate about reviewing and making sure everyone felt ready. So on the day of the test, I definitely felt prepared.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I think that during this period of review, there is definitely some sort of like self-study that has to go on, but like an overall like layout of review is pretty like I feel like the teachers sort of laid that out pretty nicely, but you also have to be motivated to like review yourself. And even though some teachers don't always give out a strict like AP review schedule, I feel like you could sort of come up with one on your own. And even though that seems intimidating, it's really not, because if you did do all the work this year, a lot of the material should come back fairly quickly. So thank you for listening to this podcast, and thank you, Julia, for being on it.
Thank you.